Hey everyone, so let's talk stories. Today I'll be talking about Haruki Murakami's Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki and his Years of Pilgrimage. So it's a it's a Murakami book. So I have a lot of things to talk about this, and mainly I not like it. I not like it for multiple reasons. For its repetitive nature, for its childish description of scenes, and for its constant itch of each of the characters, for every character in the book to probe into the other person's life, as like uncomfortably probe into the other person's life. The questions, the conversations are the worst. You can't, like, from a Murakami, I think you expect like, I can't even. So my expectation of Murakami, I think it took a dip couple of for the past couple of books. And I'll talk about my journey with the Murakami's books and Murakami books, and I'll talk about why I did not like it. And again, I think let's start with the 3 point structure: story, characters, prose. So I'll talk with the prose first. So the prose, it's translated prose, I think. And uh, I'll tell you one thing. So the I'm not sure why Murakami does this. Does he uh, intentionally want to put in all this weird description of women and the intimate nature between men and like, I know he's trying to be as close to reality as possible, but I don't think, man. So, sometimes he goes very much overboard with these descriptions. And yeah, I think that's a whole sub that's a whole there's a limb of his prose that I hate. I hate. Now, coming to the other aspects of the prose, one thing that he actually gets it really well is the thought process of a character, and the descript the constructive thoughts that the characters have actually a very strong weight to those thoughts. But the constant repetitiveness of those thoughts with for the same characters make them lose their, their charm. And the prose is nothing new, I think. It's hard for any writer to come up with a new style of prose, but I think it's the same style of prose. It's some weird, it's weird analogies, weird comparisons, and some sort of extremely intimate, personal, psychological observations that Murakami always does. That I think if you have read another Murakami, I think you'll find it actually quite boring. And coming to the plot and characters. So this is a story about Tsukuru Tazaki. The story opens when Tazaki is in his late 30s, living in Tokyo, working as a engineer for a railroad company. Now he is extremely depressed at that point of stage, and he even thought about ending his life multiple times for all the past, like, 16, 17 years. Now as the story progresses, we see the narrative shift from Tazaki's a dozen years back, and we see another narrative running the current timeline. Now, these two alternating narratives go hand in hand, for the reason being, the Tazaki, the main character, doesn't change. He will be in the same mindset as he was in the as he was growing up. His mindset doesn't say, he doesn't grow as a person, and he is extremely underconfident. And so when he in his so this is I'll try to explain the story in a chronological order. Now, when he was 16 or 17 years old, studying in Tokyo, and now four of his very close friends, very, I mean, when I say close friends, extremely close, and they are like very tight group of friends. Now they were friends for like past, I don't know, 5 6 years. And when Tazaki comes home to his hometown, and suddenly all of these friends to decide to stop talking to him. They stop talking to him, and they try to push Tazaki away from their group, for which Tazaki accepts with a heavy heart and tries to move on with his life. And and that sense of he doesn't even know why they kicked him out of the group. He tried to ask them, but they'll not answer him. Okay, now this is the first part of his life which leads to him being extremely depressed and constantly, and I mean constantly living with his thoughts and extremely underconfident and with the fear of losing someone. It's a crap show of a narrative. We have read this hundreds of times, that not being serious in a not being serious in a relationship just for the fear of them going away. That's a legitimate reason, but how many times will Haruki Murakami tell the same emotional arc over the course of his books? Yeah, again, yeah. I was digressing, and coming back to the story again, when all his friends kicks him out of the group, and he was just a couple of years later, he tries to get his life back, and that's when he meets a friend, Haida. And he's a Haida. This guy is he meets him in a swimming pool, where and they start talking about music, they start talking, exchanging their albums, they exchange their life lessons. And there's a weird, extremely weird, I don't know what poetic reason behind that. So there's an extremely weird reason where weird story where Haida tells to Tazaki about his father's year off, and where he meets with a random guy. It's exactly same weird meetings, weird circumstances. We have seen all through, starting from Kafka to Killing Commendatore, 1Q84, and all these books, right? It's the same bullshit thing. Now after a certain point of time, when they were about to make some when they became good friends, suddenly Haida disappears. Now that's a second part of his life done. Now he moves on. For a couple of years later, he forms certain small, very little friendships, like small friendships, relationships with couple of women. And when he was 36, he forms a very strong relationship with this woman called Sarah. Now, this woman actually asks Tazaki to examine. When Tazaki explains the story of the exclusion of his exclusion from this group of friends, this woman Sarah actually asks him to examine himself more deeply and try to get a closure on why they kicked him out, and points out that, okay, because of this you have some attachment issues. It's proper cheesy stuff. Okay, now okay, Tasaki actually, okay, he heeds to her, and okay, goes back to meet all of his four friends. Now he goes to one of them. One of them is working as uh, a car salesman. Okay, he talks to him, and he asks him, okay, out of for 16 years ago, why did you guys kick me out? And he looks at him puzzlingly and asks and says, you know there are actually two girls in those five member group. The other person says to Tazaki, one of the girls claimed that you sorry one of the girls claimed that you forced onto her. Now, okay, Tazaki was surprised, and he actually starts contemplating in his weird uh, alone brain that, okay, did he actually do that? He knows that he did not do that, but he starts contemplating, he starts thinking, okay, in this dark corners of his mind, did he actually end up doing all this, which it still remains as a puzzle. Now, uh, and that's when he explains all this, and Tazagi says that I did not do any of this, and for which the friend says, okay, I know all this, none of us believed him. The girl who made these claims, who was an extremely close member for all of them, was suffering with some mental issues. Now, because to protect her, they kicked him out, and it was a shitty reason, and they kicked Tazaki out, and they started to protect her. No, that's one friend out. Now, the same friend actually says that the girl who made the claim was dead. was strangled a couple of years ago in a different location, and so Tazaki doesn't have a chance to go and confront her. Now that's one friend out, one friend dead, and then he goes to meet a different another guy. Now this guy is, he owns a company. He owns this. He trains he trains employees to, to be more efficient. So that's kind of a hacky profession. Now he also accepts that, okay, what they did, they were he also says that the other friend also says that, okay, we did not believe any of the thing that girl said, but we had to protect her. We had to listen to her because she was not in a good state. Now that's the other conversation done. Now the other one more girl, the other girl who was left, like, she lives in Finland. Now Tazaki, with the help of Sarah, who's a travel consultant, actually goes to Finland, talks to her. Uh, Same story altogether, and where Sarah confesses her feelings to him, but by the time, she was married and all that's nonsense. And Tazaki comes back home to Japan and he actually sees Sarah with another man. Now he actually when he confesses to Sarah that he loved her, and he was expecting a response from Sarah. That's when the book ends. It's a shitty way to end. The book is shitty all through the way. And I've read Kafka on the Shore, which I loved. I've read Norwegian Wood, which I loved. And that's where my love for Murakami ended. And I also read what I talk about when I talk about running. When I talk about running, I've loved that too. But the last two books that I've read of Murakami, 1Q84 and Killing Commentory, are a complete waste of time. And I don't think I'll be reading another Murakami except the new one, the new one that came in of Murakami, because you find it extremely repetitive. The characters seem extremely repetitive. The plot is very repetitive. So you will have to respect the author to read the book with to read the book, to enjoy the book, right? You don't like, I've respected Murakami when I was reading Kafka. I've respected Murakami when I was reading Norwegian, but now I think I don't think so. I don't think I'll be picking up another Murakami. I think it was, my streak seems to be extremely bad, but hopefully I'll pick up good books. Thanks.